In the previous video, we were doing exercise 13b from Concise. We completed till question number 12. Today, we'll start with question number 13. Now, in this question number 13, this is a very lengthy question. Okay, it is not difficult, but it is a different type of question where, see, I'll read the question. The points 2, -1, -1, 4 and -2, 2 are midpoints of the sides of a triangle. Those of you who have textbook in front of you can read it on your own, and others can listen to me that they have given a triangle. They did not draw the triangle in the book, but they have said that this is a triangle. Okay, let's name it as A, B and C, and the midpoints of the sides of these triangles. These are the midpoints of the sides of this triangle. The value of these midpoints are given. The value of these midpoints are given. The value means the coordinates. I'm talking about the coordinates of this midpoints are given. What are the coordinates? Here the first coordinate is 2, -1. The second one is -1, 4. And the third coordinate is -2, 2. And these are the midpoints. Okay, now three vertices. Vertices means the edge, the corners of the triangle. Vertices means. Now I have this triangle with me. I have the three midpoints. The question is, find the vertices. Find the vertices means find the coordinates of the vertices. Okay, so I have to find A, B as well as C. Now see the approach of this sum. It is not like the normal sums we did previously. It is very different from others. So this I do not know the vertex A, so I'll name it as x1, y1. Let's name B as x2, y2, and the C is also not known, so let's name it as x3, y3. Okay, now this is the only way through which we can solve this sum. There is no other way, so we have to remember this is a typical sum. A typical sum means a sum which can be solved only using a single method. Okay, so we have to solve using this method, which I am going to teach you now. So here we took A as x1, y1, x2, y2 and C as x3, y3. Now see, one by one. First I take this side AB. For this side AB, this point, let's name these points also. P, Q and R. Write a statement here. Let the vertices be A, B and C and the midpoints as P, Q and R. Okay, this statement is important because we are drawing the diagram on our own. This is not given in the question, the diagram. So now you agree with me that P is given as the midpoint of AB. Now if P is given as the midpoint of AB, I'll take P as x, y. Correct? This is x, y. This is x1, y1. This is x2, y2. Okay. So I'll apply the formula here. First, I took P as the midpoint. So I'll write here like this. P is the midpoint. Okay. So the formula x. What is the formula? x1 plus x2 upon 2 and y is y1 plus y2 upon 2. I hope that you remember the formula. Now you have by heart the formula till now, so from the next step onwards I won't repeat the formula again and again. I'll just use the formula. So x, now here x is 2. Okay, so 2 is equals to, do we know x1? No. Do we know x2? No. Both the values are not known, so let's keep them x1 only. Let's keep it like this, x1 upon x2 upon x1 plus x2 upon 2. This 2 will get multiplied with this 2, you will get 4 is equals to x1 plus x2. Okay, let's name this equation as 1. Now let's solve this y. So the value of y is -1. I hope you are able to get it. See, these are xy This is x1 y1 x2 y2. So always the formula is x is equals to x1 plus x2 upon 2. So here y, I have written the value of y as -1. y1 and y2 both are not known. Okay, so I'll write y1 plus y2 upon 2. This 2 will go get multiplied here, so I'll get -2 is equals to y1 plus y2. I'll just rearrange it. I'll write it like this: y1 plus y2 is -2. I wrote the variables first. I'll name it as 2. So by solving this one side AB, by taking P as the midpoint, I got two equations: x1 x2, y1 y2. Now similarly, I will solve for this line BC. Okay, so see here the points are x2 y2, x3 y3. The midpoint is x comma y. So let's write here so according to the formula that x is equals to x1 plus x2 upon 2. So what is the value of x here? Let's look. The value of x is -2. See, I wanted to draw this diagram in your book. Okay, you must have this diagram, all this labeling exactly in the same manner in your notebook. Only then it will help you in revision. So x is -2. -2 is equals to, see, I don't know the value of x2 and x3. Both values are not known. So I'll write here x2 plus x3 upon 2. Similar way, y is given to me as 2. So I'll write here 2 is equals to y1 plus y2 upon 2. This 2 will go get multiplied here. 2 into 2 is -4 is equals to x2 plus x3. So I'll write it like this: x2 plus x3 is -4, equation 3. And here 2 into 2 is 4. So I'll write this as y1 plus y2 is equals to 4. I just wrote the variables first and then the number for better understanding. This I'll name it as 4. See, I solved by taking r as a midpoint. I got again two new equations. Achha, just a minute. Here y1 plus y2 is, we have to take y2 and y3. Okay, like here we took x2 and x3 because the 2 points here are x2 x3, y2 y3. So just I'll have to take this, make a correction here. It is y2 y3, y2 y3. Okay, here also it is y2 y3. So my equation will be y2 and y3. Okay, make this small correction. Now we solved for taking r as the midpoint and we solved for taking p as the midpoint. Now the third midpoint is q. I'll solve for q also. So here I have x1 x3 y1 y3 and the midpoints are -1 and 4. So x is -1, y is 4. So I'll do it directly here. So x was -1 is equals to, I had x1 plus x3. See, x1 plus x3 upon 2. And here y was 4. So y1 plus y3 upon 2. This 2 will get multiplied here. So -2 is equals to x1 plus x3. So I'll write it as x1 plus x3 is -2. This will become my equation 5. And here 2 into 4 is 8, 3. So y1 plus y3 is equals to 8. This is equation 6. So I'll get 6 equations here in all. Now how to use these 6 equations? Okay, see, the calculation is easy but the sum is lengthy. Okay, there is no difficult calculation in this sum. but we got 6 equations. Now let's see how to use these 6 equations. I'll write the 3 equations of x here separately. I got x1 plus x2 is equals to 4. Then I got second one, x2 plus x3 is equals to minus 4. And the third one I got as x1 plus x3 is equals to minus 2. These were my 3 equations. And for y, the 3 equations were y1 plus y2 is equals to minus 3, y2 plus y3 is equals to 4, and y1 plus y3 is equals to 8. See, I'm solving this sum very slowly because I know this is a lengthy sum. So once I finish the sum, I would recommend you to rewind the video and watch it once again. Okay, once again quickly, so that you will absorb the sum properly. Now I have these 3 equations. Now what I'll do, I'll add these 3 equations. Add. So what will happen here? See, x1 plus x2 plus x2 plus x3 plus x1 plus x3. The 6 variables got added is equals to 4 minus 4 minus 2. 4 minus 4 minus 2. So here you see x1 will become 2x1 plus x2 plus x2 will become 2x2, x3 plus x3 will become 2x3 is equals to 4 minus 4 is 0, 0 minus 2 is minus 2. So I'll take 2 common here. Minus 2. I took 2 common, x1 plus x2 plus x3 is minus 2. I'll divide this 2 here. So 2 ones are, sorry, 2 ones are. So answer is x1 plus x2 plus x3 is minus 1. This is the most important answer. How to use it, I'll tell you. First we'll do it for y also in the same manner. So let's add y also. So again you will have y1 plus y2 plus y2 plus y3 plus y1 plus y3 is equals to minus 2 plus 4 plus 8. Okay. So here y1 plus y1, y2 plus y2 and y3 plus y3 will become 2y1 plus 2y2 plus 2y3 is equals to minus 2 plus 4 plus 8. If you solve this, you will get 10. So I'll take 2 common here also. So this 2 will get divided. y1 plus y2 plus y3 is 10 upon 2 is equals to 5. Understood? Now we got these most important 2 equations. Okay, these are the most important 2 equations. Now how to use these equations? Now the sum is almost done. By using these 2 equations, we'll find all the values of x1, x2, x3, y1, y2, y3. How? See. I have these 3 equations here. x1 plus x2 is 4. This was my equation 1. So this was 1, this was 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. These were the equations. Watch carefully. x1 plus x2 is 4. Okay. So in this equation, x1 plus x2 plus x3 is equals to minus 1. In the place of x1 plus x2, I can write 4 because I know that, see, x1 plus x2 is 4. So in the place of x1 plus x2, I can write 4. Understood? So in the place of x1 plus x2, I am writing 4 plus x3 is equals to minus 1. So x3 is equals to, this sign will go here, minus 1 minus 4. So x3 is equals to minus 5. I got one value. Okay. Now once I have x3, see this equation here. Okay, you know the value of x3, you can easily find x2. You know the value of x3, you can easily find x1. Okay, so once I have this three values, x1 plus x2 plus x3, I can substitute any of this equation inside it and I'll get one variable. So how to proceed? I have x3 now, so I'll use the second equation. Second equation was x2 plus x3 is minus 4. You can even do it like this: x2 plus x3 is minus 4. Put this value here, x2 plus x3. Okay, even you can put the value here and find x1, or you can put x3 here and find x2. You can do in any way, doesn't matter. What I'll do, I'll put this value of x3 as minus 5 here in this equation. This was equation number 3. So I'll put x3 as minus 5. So x2 is equals to minus 4 plus 5. So x2 is equals to 1. Okay, now I have x3 also, I have x2 also. I can easily find x1 using any equation. So I'll use the first equation only. x1 plus x2 is 4. So in the place of x2 I'll write 1. So x1 is equals to 3. I found x1 also. In the same way I'll do it for y. So my first equation was, this is my first equation, y1 plus y2 is minus 2. So in the place of y1 plus y2 I can write minus 2. So here in the place of y1 plus y2 I can write minus 2. So here I wrote minus 2 plus y3 is equals to 5. So minus 2 will go there. y3 is equals to 5 plus 2. So y3 is equals to 7. Now once I have y3, I'll use any other equations. Like I'll use equation 4. This was the fourth equation in the list of equations there. So here I'll put y3 is 7. 7 will go there. y2 is equals to minus 3. Now again I can use any equation. Any of these three equations you can use. So I'll use the first one, y1 plus y2. So in the place of y2, I'll substitute minus 3. So finally, we have the three values x3, x2, x1, y3, y2, y1. So now the three vertices which they wanted us to find in the question are the three vertices are let's see, look from here, the x1 is 3, y1 is 1. So first vertices is 3 comma 1. So first vertice is 3 comma 1. Second, x2 is 1, y2 is minus 3. So second vertex is 1 comma minus 3, and the third vertex is minus 5 comma 7. Minus 5 comma 7, x3, y3. This is my answer. To find this 3 vertex, we did this sum, which took at least 2 pages to solve. See, we started the sum here I'll give you a revision. See, it took us 20 minutes to solve this sum. Okay, but still it is an important sum. So I had to do it. So first the question was P, Q and R were given. P, Q and R were given the midpoints. So we labeled the vertices as x1, y1, x2, y2 and x3, y3. We first took P as midpoint and we applied the formula here. Okay, so P as midpoint, we applied the formula, we got two equations, 1, 2. Then we took R as midpoint, we solved, we got two equations. Then we took Q as midpoint, we solved and we got two equations. So finally we got the 6 equations. Then we added these 3 equations, using which we got the equation of 3 variables, x1 plus x2 plus x3. And we added here also, we got this 3 variable equation. Then using this 3 variable equation, I knew that x1 plus x2 is 4. Because I have this 2 variable equation here, x1 plus x2 is 4. So I substituted this value here and I found x3. Once I found x3, I can use any of these equations to find the remaining variables of x. So this is how I did for y also, and finally I got all the 6 variables which were unknown, and this is my final answer. Okay, I hope you have understood. I would recommend you to rewind the video and watch this sum again because it is a lengthy sum and I do not expect you to understand it and remember it in one go, but at least you must know, because this sum can come for 4 to 5 marks in your exam, at least 4 marks. And because there is no heavy calculations involved here, only the length of the sum is a problem. Once you get the method, once you know the steps, you can easily complete the sum. Okay. Now we'll do the 14th and the 15th sum. These are sums which are on a lighter note, which are a bit easy sums. So after doing this big gigantic sum, we'll come to a mediocre level sum. Question number 14. In question number 14, they have said points A, B, C are collinear. Collinear means they lie on a straight line. Point A, B and C. Like this. They have given the values also. The values is minus 5 comma x, y comma 7, 1 comma minus 3. These are the 3 values. And they have set AB is equals to BC. Now what does this mean? AB is equals to BC means this is equals to this. Okay. Indirectly they are saying this means that B is the midpoint of AC. That is what they mean. If AB is equals to BC, B is the midpoint of AC, and if B is the midpoint of AC, I can easily use the formula, midpoint formula here. So I'll label these as XY, X1, Y1, X2, Y2. Okay, don't get confused. They have written Y here. Doesn't matter. Any number, any variable doesn't matter. We always take first number as X and second as Y. Okay. So now let's use the formula. Formula is very easy of midpoint. Let's substitute the values. X, the value of X is variable Y. X1 is minus 5. X2 is 1 upon 2. You can solve this. You'll get the value of Y. Here value of Y is 7. Y1 is X. Y2 is minus 3. Solve this, you'll get the value of X also. So 2y is equals to minus 5 plus 1 is minus 4. So y is equals to minus 4 upon 2, that is minus 2. And here 7 2s are 14. 3 will come here. So x is equals to 17. So my answer for x and y are minus 2 and 17. A very small sum compared to the previous one and a straightforward sum. Okay. Only the new part in this sum was they did not give you directly that B is the midpoint of AC. They gave it indirectly in this manner, that AB is equals to BC. Okay. Question number 15. Again, it is the same question, like PQR are given. They have told that PQR is collinear. I'll explain this sum, but I want you to solve it on your own. Okay, PQR, and P is given as a comma minus 4, Q is minus 2 comma B, R is 0 comma 2. And they have said PR is equals to 2QR. PR is equals to 2QR. If I write the ratio, PR upon QR is equals to 2 upon 1. See, this QR if comes down here, PR upon QR is equals to 2 upon 1. That means, see this diagram properly. PR is 2. PR is this full line. This full line is 2. Okay. QR is 1. This part is 1. If this part is 1, this full line is 2. That means PQ will also be 1. Okay. Just indirectly they have given that PR is twice QR. Means PR is double of QR. If you double QR, you will get PR. This is a way of saying. So, but we know that PR is 2. If PR is this full line and QR is the half part, so the remaining half part is also 1, because this full line is 2, QR is 1, so PQ is also 1. And if this both are 1, that means Q is the midpoint of PR. Okay, so instead of giving it directly, again they use this ratio method. So I'll write here that Q is the midpoint of PR. Once I know Q is the midpoint of PR, I can give them names x comma y, x1 y1, x2 y2. Okay, and I'll solve it using midpoint formula. Okay, but that I want you to do for your homework. Now there can be a confusion. Few students may ask me that why are we not using the section formula here? Okay, you have to understand that the ratio 2:1 is not the ratio between PQ and QR. It is the ratio between PR and QR, means this full PR and this QR. So when we find the ratio between PQ and QR, we get it as 1:1, and 1:1 means it is midpoint. Okay, so use the midpoint formula. This is xy, x1 y1, x2 y2. You write the midpoint formula, substitute these values, you will get the value of A and B. Okay, copy this. Now, the question number 16, 17 and 18 are based on C. Question number 16, 17 and 18 are based on centroid. Okay, and these three sums, as I said, is based on centroid. In exercise 11A, Frank, the last two sums, that is question number 18 and 19, are also based on centroid. Okay, so these sums which are based on centroid, I'll do it in a separate video next time. Okay, in the next video. Now today I want to, as I'm going to give you homework from Frank also, so I wanted to revise a concept. We did question number 12 from Concise, the same exercise. The last sum which we did, the question number 12, was that there was a parallelogram like this. Okay, and three coordinates were given. A, B, C was not given, and D was given as 3, 5. Okay, So if you remember, how did we solve this sum? We first draw the diagonals. Okay, then these 2 points are given. Using these 2 points, we find the midpoint O. O is because diagonals always bisect each other. These two are always equal. So using these 2 points, we'll find the midpoint O. Okay, and O is also the midpoint of A and C. So using this midpoint O, which we have already found, and this point A, we can find point C. Okay, so the method is first we find the midpoint O. Let's say I'll do it orally for you. The midpoint will be this to 4, 2, 4. This will be the midpoint. When you solve it, B and D, you will get this as the midpoint. Now using this point and this point, I'll find C. How? I'll take this point as x comma y. This I will take as x1 y1, and here I'll take as x2 y2. So x is equals to x1 plus x2 upon 2, y is equals to y1 plus y2 upon 2. So x is 2, x1 is minus 1, and x2 is not known. Y is 4, y1 is 0, and y2 is not known, upon 2. So when you solve this, 2 into 2 is 4, 8 is equals to 0 plus, so you got y2 is 8, and you will get x2 as minus 1 will become plus 1, so 5. So this is how we find x2, y2, that is the coordinates of C. Okay. Why I made you revise this sum? Because in Frank, the question number 13, the question number 16, and the question number 9, 10, 13 and 16, I'm writing here. In Frank, in exercise 11b, question number 9, 10, 13 and 16. Okay, you can note down the sums if you want, are based on the same concept. Okay, the question number 9 and 10 are exactly same, where they have given you the that ABCD is a parallelogram. In question number 13, they have said that ABCD is a rhombus. Even if it is a rhombus, you will use the same method. And in the 16th question, they have said that ABCD is a square. In square also, you will use the same concept, because always the midpoint is same. So they give you parallelogram or a rhombus or a square, they give you any figure, you have to use the same method, where you first find the midpoint using these 2 points, and then using these 2 points you will find the fourth. The 3 points are given, the fourth point, which is unknown, has to be found using this method. Okay, so in these 4 sums, do not get confused, they are based on the same method. Even if they give you rhombus or square, you have to apply the same formula. Okay, so in Frank, if you have doubt in any sum, you can message me the sum number. In the next video, as I am going to do the centroid part, I'll do those sums also if you have a doubt. Okay, thank you. Bye.